Today we're going to be turning a pair of these amazing leather chucks into skates. I absolutely love my chocolate leather Chuck Taylor crafted boots, and I've been wondering how they'd work as a skate. I'm Nudge, and we're about to find out. Now I like to skate on a pair of Golden Horse rink skates with a wider Sure Grip Carrera wheel. Not wanting to sacrifice these beauties or my Chuck Taylors, I decided to go with all new equipment. Let's take a look at some of the gear we'll be using. We'll need some aluminum insole plates with mounting gear. I picked these up from skaterats.com in a size 10. They only come in full sizes, so if you're working in half sizes, you may want to reach out to them. Next, we'll need some plates and trucks. A quick look at my current skate revealed that size 8 is my plate size, so I ordered up some plates in black nylon and some chucks to match. I wanted to stay with a 62mm wheel, and I chose the Rollerbones Turbos, mostly because of the purple lettering that'll match the purple accents on the boots. These come in a 92A hardness. Bearings, I went with Rollerbones. You need 16 total. And of course the boots, nice and fresh. Boom, look at that, ready to become skates. You're also going to need some tools. We're going to start with some safety glasses, some gloves. You're going to need some drill bits, some Phillips screwdrivers, some sockets, 9/16 inch, ½ inch, 3/8 inch deep socket, maybe an extension, and of course a ratchet, or you can use wrenches. You're going to need a ruler or a straight edge and something to measure with, and something to mark with. The soles of the boot are black, so I'm going to use some white Taylor's chalk. You're going to of course need a drill and a scrap block of wood. First thing we'll do is prepare our boot. We're going to remove the laces to make them as accessible as possible. Now we'll take the insoles out. These ones are glued in, but since they haven't been worn, they should come out okay. They're still a little sticky. Yeah, that one's in there. Okay, yeah, we will be able to reuse those. If you have trouble removing your insoles, do your best. If you have to destroy them, that's fine. Do what you can to get them out. You don't want any insole material left between the metal skate plate and your boot. Of course, then you'll have to add insoles to your parts list. Now we just added insole to injury. Now we're going to flip the boot over and look for the center point. Take the plate and put it toward the back of the boot. Line it up to where there's no overhang, but maybe it comes close. What we're doing here is we're looking for the center line of the boot. We're going to mark where the holes are, so we're going to try to get in line with these holes on both sides. So I'm going to mark right there, and there, and there. Okay, so little white marks. Now I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to measure across. Looks like I'm right at 4 3/8. So 2 3/16 will be my center point. And on the back is right at 3 1/4, so 1 5/8. Now that I've got the center width, I want to mark both of the ends where the plate will go. Okay, and I'm actually going to mark the line all the way down to make this easier. Flex the ruler a little bit here. I don't know if you can see that too well. Okay, your center line may not actually line up with the center of where your toes are, and that's fine. You want the plate to be underneath the center of your foot. We'll line that up right there and right there, making sure, of course, to keep it centered and not move it. The 3/16 inch drill bit is exactly what I needed, but you can always double check that by comparing against the screw, and then also by making sure that it fits just ever so snugly through the mounting plate. When using power tools, always wear your safety glasses. Now we're going to line this up with that center line. Again, making sure that the back of the plate touches the back of the heel, just right up there. And at the front, goes right along that center line. Make sure to double check on the back also. Now we're going to drill our first hole very carefully. We're going to make sure not to drill too far through the boot. Make sure your hand isn't at risk either. I like to take the screws, push them in to let them hold the rest of it in place. That's going to help us keep everything lined up. Make sure everything is still lined up. You should have a screw holding it in place, helping you there. Make sure again that your hand isn't in the way. Alright, we're going to use another screw. We're just going to press fit that in. Perfect. Okay, with our two corners pinned down, now we can easily get the other two corners. Another screw in. Easy peasy. Alright, I know those are lined up, so we're going to take these back out and I'm going to put that metal plate in. I put it inside the boot. Once you get it in there, make sure it touches the heel. That's where your most support is going to come from. And look inside to make sure that it covers all the holes. Now we're going to add some gloves too. We might deal with some metal shavings. Now we're going to hold that plate tight, make sure that it's tight against the bottom, and we're going to repeat the process, but this time we're going to go just deep enough to leave a divot on the plate. Once you've marked each one, you should see 4 tiny little holes. We're going to drill through those holes, and those should line up very well with these. You can even line them up and double check. Now with our block of wood, we're going to drill right through each one of those punch holes. Aluminum is a soft metal, so you shouldn't have too much trouble. Just go slow and take your time. Now I like to double check that everything aligns properly. So I'm going to make sure I can line everything up. Alright, I have 2 through there, and we're going to work on the front too. With that tongue pulled forward, makes it a lot easier. I can actually see daylight out of this one here. Alright, everything lines up nicely. So I'm going to take it all back apart, and we're going to countersink the plate so that the screws fit flush. Okay, now we want to make sure that these are going to sit flush. Right now, they don't. They stick up. You're not going to want to feel that on your foot. So we're going to try to countersink those so that they sit down just a little bit further. You can either use, very carefully, an oversized bit that is at least the size of the head of your screw, or if you have it, use a countersink bit. We're going to drill and test and drill and test. We don't want to go any further than flush. Yeah, that's nice and flush. We won't feel too much of that on our foot. 3 more on this plate, and then we've got to do the other skate. Okay, now we have 4 nice countersunk holes. Let's fit them in the boot. Let's get the screws on, and then we can start assembling the skate. So these screws are definitely made for Vans. We're going to need to go with these longer ones. These longer ones are made for boots. We've got 4 of the longer ones for the back, but the front ones may not be long enough either. We're going to find out. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see if we can make those work. It's important to note also that the screws that came with the Vans kit are Phillips screws, and they are shorter. That's the plate kit. These are intended for using with Vans. I'm going to use them with these thicker boots. The ones that came with the nylon plates are the ones that have the longer back bolts, typically for a taller heeled skate. But they come with only 4 of those, and you can see they're flat on the top. And then they've got these little ridges that should bite down into the metal. So that will hopefully, once we tighten them down, keep them in place. So let's see if we can make these front ones work. We barely have enough room, but if we squeeze that pretty tight, we might be able to get it to work. I think we can make those work if we just use a little pressure. Yeah. Now let's go ahead and get these back ones lined up. Now that we've got these front ones at least a bit on there, getting those nice and tight will also help prevent too much flex from that rubber sole. Starting to look like a skate. Go ahead and throw the insole in now. I did get these a size, half a size larger than I would normally wear, because with that extra plate in there, it's going to take up some of that bottom space. So we're going to need our 9/16, and we've got 4 bushings. Each chuck will get 2 bushings, 1 on top, 1 on bottom. And then we've got these 4 dished washers. Each of those is going to hold one of the bushings. And then we've got 2 nuts that are going to go over these bolts here. So we take one of our chucks and one of our bushings. We're going to slide the bushing with the metal washer cup thing down first. Then we are going to take this pointy end that doesn't have a screw or any other features, and we're going to put it inside this cup-looking thing here. So make sure that that fits in there. At the same point, you are going to make sure that that slides down nice and tight. Take another bushing, put it on the top side, and now you have a nice sandwich. Now this is what you're going to tighten down in order to change how tight your steering is. Get one of those on there. So we can just go ahead and get that started here. Now we're going to want to make sure that we get that tightened down the right amount when we're skating. So I'm going to leave that to be tightened up when I get to the rink, when I first put these on. So we'll do the second one here. The first one has that cup in the front. The second one, that cup is going to be in the back. So you can see I just fit that right in there. Put the second bushing on top of that one. Tighten that down just enough. I don't want to crush those. I do like some play in my wheels. Like I said, I'll know more when I get on the floor. All right, so we have a skate. We absolutely have a skate. This is fantastic. Let's crack open these wheels. I'm pretty excited about these. I haven't tried a 92A hardness wheel before, but I'm looking forward to it. Now, these wheels also have an aluminum insert, so that's kind of neat. Grab 4 of those, and then we're going to grab our roller bones bearings, like a reveal for a product that's been around for a while. Surprise, it's what you already knew it would be. Bearings. Oh, these roller bones are nice. I like those. So we are going to assemble our wheels here. See that? They are, yeah, beautiful. They went in just nicely. See that? You can see from the back side there. Let's finish up the skate. We are going to use the 1/2" socket for these. If you get them too tight, they won't free spin. All right, last one here. All right, there we go. Oh, I'm so excited about this. Time to lace it up. All right, what do you think? Chocolate leather, Chuck Taylor, crafted boot, skate. Let's do the second one. Boom, both done. I am excited to go try these out.
If you don't speak, then you won't get spoken to. People only see you when you up, then they notice you. Trying to be a legend, create lines is quotable. Only the real shall last, and I only know a few. People when they feelings always acting emotional. Ain't about a check, then it ain't negotiable. Gotta show respect to the people that's posting you. Soon to be on posters posted up like the older dudes. Now we aging like fine wine, how we supposed to do. Peep the shade on it.
Thanks for watching. If you want to see more of my content, give me a or subscribe. So what do you think? Should I do the Robins next? I absolutely love my Chuck Leather, Chocolate Taylor, tasty boots. Tongue twister. Chocolate Leather, Chuck Taylor, crafted boots. Now I like to skate on a pair of Golden Horse ring skates. All right, now we clean the table. Work the line all the way down. My dog likes to bark.